Hi everyone, today I am back with another video. Today I will actually be looking at some of my favorite magazines that I love to use for journaling. And I know this is kind of a popular video on YouTube, at least in the journaling community, but I thought I would share some of my favorites. I haven't really seen these around. So of course, when you're using images for your journaling, magazines are always an affordable thing to use. I try not to use magazines that are over a certain price because then I don't want to cut into them. But also I like magazines that some magazines that have illustrative images, and then some magazines that are more looking at photographs of nature and flowers. So I like a mixture. And so here are some of the magazines that really appeal to me. So the first one, I'm going to be doing like I'm not going to flip through every single magazine, but just looking at some of the ones that I have. Some of these I've already cut into, and some of these are brand new, but I'm just going to do like a little flip through. Okay, so anyway, we have this one by Domino. Now, this one is a magazine I do like to get, but at the same time, I often have a hard time finding it. My Barnes & Noble doesn't sell it all the time, so maybe I should actually subscribe to it. But anyway, this is $13, which to me, that's not that bad of a price for a magazine, as long as, I find vibrant images, and this one has great color. It's more of one of those home decor, but like I said, I really love the colors in this one, and I love the small patterns. So I would usually cut these, something like this page. I'll probably cut this out, cut like different colors in here appeals to me. So maybe even just to give me ideas later for color palettes. And then here, I love pages like these because see how it has these little small pattern samples. I like cutting these out. These are great for journaling. And again, this magazine is very vibrant. Now, I find it ideal when and I don't cut all the images I want on. I usually just cut through what I'm immediately attracted to, and then some people, harvest their magazines all at once, but I find I have a hard time storing it once I cut everything, and then sometimes I forget what was the original reason why I like the image. So I usually cut out images as I, as I'm inspired by them, or I don't cut everything out all at once. So see, as you can see, it has different types of artwork in here, different interiors, which I just love. Okay, I also like this magazine because I like the actual layout of the pages and like the fonts and the colors and even the typo. I mean, not the typo, the fonts of the letters. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. Let's see if I can find anything else. As you can see, I already cut this one, and I love this. See, I like these little squares because these are great for my A6 journal. And I love this dark green and these two patterns. And this right here. Again, I'm not going to cut through every single one. I just kind of want to... I also cut things out for like inspiration. So I don't have a studio. I would probably, and I haven't cut it out yet, but I would cut something like this out to keep me inspired, like how I want my future art studio to one day look like, and cut that kind of stuff out. Even though I'm not cutting it out right now. I like this illustration, but I'm trying to see if I want to cut it out just yet. I'll save it. So again, there may be images that I'm attracted to, but I'm just not ready to cut into. I'll come back into it later. But as you can see, they have beautiful images of interiors, of food. I like this one. And usually I try to make sure there's nothing on the back that I'm interested in. Ooh, I like a lot of the patterns on this page. I may want to keep the wear pattern, so I'm going to keep that. I may want to keep that. And sometimes I just like the color blocking of this is nice. Hold on. Here. But even this right here, I just love, this is like a pale pink. I love color blocking, so that appeals to me. I'm going to take that. Okay, so this, I don't really care about the dude. Sorry, dude. But I do like this type of text. And I cut it into it once. I'm going to cut it into it again. I do like this image, but I'm going to save it for later. Okay, I think that's it for this one. But again, this is Domino magazine. Okay, so this is like a home decor sort of magazine. Now, I don't like all home decor magazines, just some of them. All right, so I'm gonna put these pieces into a little card for right now. Try to make a spread of that later. My next favorite magazine that I love is called Origins magazine. I absolutely love this magazine. So this is great if you're into landscape, home decor, recipes, illustration. I love the fonts on here. I love the colors. And it kind of gives me, sometimes when I'm journaling, I would say I have two different vibes. Sometimes I'm going with a vintage, romantic type of realistic, I don't know how to explain it, type of realistic vibe. And then sometimes more aesthetic. And then sometimes I'm going with a more playful, colorful, bright, fun, illustrative vibe. This magazine, the reason why I love it is because it has both of those. It has a big mixture of it, and it's one of those magazines where it has two covers, so they kind of flip it. So one magazine is one part and then they flip it. So I really love this magazine. This comes out 4 times in a year, and it's derived from Houston, but it has a lot of patterns, a lot of colors. But at the same time, if you're looking for that vintage aesthetic, it has, and you're just looking for pictures to put in, it has that as well. So here, and this is a fairly new one, so I haven't cut. There's a lot that I would go back in here and cut. Again, I don't cut everything out at once because I have no place to store it. But look at these fun, beautiful pair of patterns. And then they just have these, see the variety of like font and writing. And then I like the advice. We are also busy chasing that we forget to stop and be grateful for the ordinary. So I like that. So I'm gonna cut this out as well. These are great for journaling, obviously. But see, there's like such a variety. Love that picture. Let's see if I can get. And then we have these beautiful aesthetic images, which I love. So cut those out as well. Not all of them, just what speaks to me right now. And I have to look if I've done it already, but I put it up already. I can't remember. I'm supposed to be putting up a tutorial on how to distress magazines so that they look more vintage and more worn, like an actual photograph. I have a technique for that. They look more matte and just more worn torn, which gives you a lovely aesthetic vintage look. So I'll be posting that tutorial up hopefully pretty soon. Anyway, I'll come back to these. I'm just gonna flip through this real quick. But see, they have a lot of quotes, and my camera's not really even doing the colors justice. The colors are gorgeous. We have a lot of different illustrators who contribute, who showcase their work. So it's really fun to, then we have a lot of traveling photos. And then you have, you still have your deeper, more aesthetic, and this will go great when I'm doing my more vintage aesthetic journals, again, because I have several different journals just to match my moods, what I feel like creating with. So I usually wait to cut things out as I'm working in a certain journal. So, but see, so many colors, so many inspirational, you know. And see, we flip, okay? So that's the part where we flip. So I feel like this magazine has a little something for everyone. And then I also love this journal because I love the quotes as well. There's a strange comfort in knowing that no matter what happens today, the sun will rise again tomorrow. So see, they have a lot of different quotes in different fonts that are awesome for journaling. I discovered that a fresh start is a process, a fresh start is a journey that requires a plan. So I may cut this out. And this magazine is just filled with different advice from other creatives and artists in their respective careers. So I just love this. And with all the content that comes in here, this is less than $10. So it's actually $6. It says $5.95 US. So that's very cheap for a magazine. I like this quote. It says, "Be the moon and inspire people even if you're far from full." So as you can see, it's a little something for everyone, I say. So you get a lot for $6 in here. Okay, and okay, so that is Origin magazine. It's the one with 2 covers. So, and I'm gonna place this in one of these right now. These are just cards I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm just trying to separate these. Okay, my next favorite set of magazines is Bliss Victoria. I like any of the magazines from this brand. It's very English, tea time, eloquent, you know, feminine. So, and I haven't just went to town on cutting these. I kind of also like to try to draw from it or sketch things that I see in here, but it's very ladylike. So these are gorge. I love these. Probably make sure I don't, you know, try to make sure that there's nothing in the bag. So this tea has a lot of pretty desserts and tea and florals, and it just feels so elegant, ladylike. It feels like if you are a Jane Austen fan and you love Jane Austen books, this would be the magazine for you. It doesn't have anything to do with Jane Austen, but I feel like this would be the magazine that she reads. So it's very ladylike. It's very chic and English tea, and I love it. So any brand of magazine that they have, I use. So as you can see, beautiful image that you can use for journaling, which I will be using later. I'm not gonna cut them all out now. I just want to do a quick flip through. If you love florals, which I love florals, it's great. If you love using food images in your magazines, it's also a great one for that. I actually really like these portraits of different women. I'll probably come back and cut some of those out as well. Let's see. Lovely florals, love that. I follow this planner brand. This is a great brand. So I love the teacups and the florals, and it just feels so romantic looking. I'm gonna cut this out. And I haven't feel like I really absorbed it yet, so sometimes I don't cut into things right away because I have to enjoy them. Kind of take my time with it. Love this. Let's see. Love that painting of the floral. And this one's very affordable too. It's only $8, so again, I don't really like to spend too much on these magazines, knowing that I'm going to cut into them. And eventually, I'm going to be drawing. I mean, well, I like to sketch some of the things that I see in here just to get ideas. I love paintings like this. Ugh, so romantic. So if you're having a romantic chic vibe, this is also the magazine for you. Look at this. Look at this. It's so luxurious. Ugh, love it. I love that Rococo style. I love these shoes. So even if I don't cut this out right now, this is just great to sketch and use my watercolors in. So sketching some of these ideas, making watercolors, and using some of the patterns, you know, to kind of inspire me. Love it. And then I love things like this right here. So this, where it says recipe index. Love these little florals like this. So check that out. Go ahead, cut the flash. Ugh. Trying to decide if I want to. I'm gonna say this. I said I was gonna cut it, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to cut into it just yet because I don't know if I like the other page more. Okay, so this. Okay, so this is the same brand, Bliss Victoria. This is just like a garden issue. So I just bought this one yesterday. So there's gonna be more gardens and florals in here. These are cute. I like these. I could cut these out individually. Tea time. That's pretty. Now these are kind of images. I love them, but I would also go back into actually distress to make them look a little bit more worn and weathered. Love this image. That's gorgeous. I love this. I would cut this up into pieces. Let's see. See, I would love to use this, but I actually love this image. So I'm gonna hold off until that to figure out how I use it. This is pretty. And these florals are gorgeous. And I will probably also, I'll cut her out too. I like models in magazines that aren't looking at me, so I'm going to cut her out because I actually like the fact that a lot of times I like it when the portraits, I love these elegant, chic images where the model is not looking at me. I find them easier to use. So when they're not making eye contact, I love that. Alright, cut that out. These are pretty. Lots of florals. Again, I'll be going back in and cutting things out as I need them. I'm not going to cut everything out at this moment. I love that. Love this. I want to cut this out. I think I'll wait. And there is another recipe index. Let's see. Of course, you can cut these recipes out as well. But I just want the florals. So cut this out. Alright, so that was that. Of course, I can get a lot more out of these. Okay. And these are just cards that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm just temporarily putting my clippings in here. Okay, the last one is In Her Studio. Now, I love this magazine for a lot of inspiration. I have a hard time cutting into things because they're so very inspiring. So this magazine, this is also one of my more expensive ones. So I usually try not to go over like $16 for a magazine. And this is probably one of the reasons I have a hard time cutting into it because it costs a lot more. But this is from Somerset. Oh, no. It's Stampington and Company. So I love their magazines in general. I love the feeling of their paper. It's not glossy. It's more matte. And In Her Studio just shows like this creative spaces for women. And since, you know, I don't have a studio, it's like, just love looking at the studios, you know, that other women have. So that's what this magazine shows. So I'm trying to challenge myself to actually cut into this one more. I like this one. This would be a good image board. And sometimes when I'm cutting, like for this one especially, I'll take note of who the artist is. So that way, when I'm journaling, I can remind myself later to go back and kind of look at their work and then follow along. Like images like that, because it just provides great inspiration. So I'm not going to spend too much time. Look at these. So. And I have a lot of these magazines. I need to cut into them a lot more because they're kind of piling up. Once I'm done, you know, being inspired and such. And of course, they have helpful tips on organizing your space and creating a space for yourself. Hopefully one day I'll have my own creative space where I can just truly enjoy and do what I want to do in it. I love this. I'm going to cut this out because it's... Love this page. And of course, Stampington and Company have like different magazines. So if you like this one, you'll probably like all their other versions of magazines, which I do have some of their other magazines as well. Again, it takes me a little bit longer to cut off these because the images are so pretty, and it does cost a little bit more. But usually, the way I get these cheaper is I go to my Texas Art Supply, and once the current issue is up, like these will be half off a lot of the time. So that's usually when I will stock up on them. Or sometimes I'll pay the full price if I feel like I need it right now. I'll pay the price. So I'm coming into that about weight. But yeah, these are some of the magazines that I love to use in my art journals. I'm going to try to film me actually using some of these so you can get a vibe how you can use magazine images in your journals. But please let me know in the comments, what magazines do you like enjoy using in your journaling or your collages. But I'll talk to you later. Bye.